Hi guys, welcome to my channel, irisxcrochet. Today we're going to be making a Granny Square star type thing. I saw this on Pinterest originally and I was looking through YouTube and I could not find any tutorials. So I figured out how to make it on my own and I'm going to show you guys how to make it because it is actually super easy. It's basically like a granny square, but instead of like 4 corners it has 5 corners, and that's what gives it the star shape. So I'm gonna quickly go over the materials and then we're gonna get into the tutorial. This is a beginner tutorial, so if you are not a beginner and I go slow at certain parts, you can speed up the video, or if you're a beginner you can slow down some parts if I'm going too fast, because I don't think I went slow enough in some of the parts. Let's get into the tutorial. The materials you're going to need are a 5mm hook, some scissors, and for this star I'm using 3 different colors of yarn, one for each round, but you can use one color or however many colors you like depending on the pattern you want to do. So what I'm going to do is take my first color I'm using for the first round and make a magic circle. To make a magic circle, you're going to take your piece of yarn and hold it down here, and you're going to wrap it around your fingers all the way until you get to the top again, and then you cross the yarn here, and then you need to hold it with your other finger as well. So now you have an X, and you take your hook, and on this side you're going to want to go under the first yarn, and you're going to use this part of your hook to grab this piece of yarn, and you're going to want to slowly pull up and through. And now you can let go of the magic circle, and you're going to want to chain 3 from here. So chain 1, chain 2, and chain 3. So now you have your magic circle, and this first 3 chains counts as your first double crochet. So now we are going to do 2 more double crochets to complete 3 double crochets total. To do double crochet, you're going to yarn over your hook, go inside the magic circle, yarn over again, pull through. So now you have 3 on the hook. You're going to yarn over again, and now you want to pull through 2 of the loops on your hook like this, and yarn over again and pull through both of those. So you've now just made 1 double crochet. So now we want to do 1 more double crochet, so it's 3 double crochets including the chain 3, so 1, 2, 3. So again, to do a double crochet, you yarn over and then you go inside the magic circle, yarn over again, and then you pull this one through the magic circle like this. So now you have 3 on your hook, and then you yarn over one more time, and then you pull through 2 of them, yarn over again, and pull through last 2. So after you're done with your 3 double crochets in the beginning, you are going to chain 4. To do a chain, you yarn over and you pull it through the one like that. So you're going to chain 4 here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're gonna repeat that pattern with 3 double crochets, chain 4 until you have 5 spaces, and I will come back to you and show you how mine looks like. So I have not finished all of my double crochets yet. I'm at 2 spaces, but I wanted to just say that as you are going, you kind of notice that your yarn piece here is getting smaller. So when you get to this point where it's almost at the end here, you want to pull it just a little bit, not fully through, because we want to keep this part open, which adds to the look of the star. So just pull it a little bit and then you can continue going through. So you'll know you'll have 5 spaces left once you do the same repeating pattern, 3 double crochets, 4 chains, until you have 4 of these spaces like visible, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th one will be basically just 4 chains, and you'll be able to tell because you have 4 of these. So now I'm going to come back when I'm done with 4 of them. So now I've gotten to the part where I have 4 spaces here, and the last thing we're going to do is chain 4 just like usual. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now that we've chained 4, we want to look for our first chain 3 over here. So count 1, 2, 3, this one, and go into this chain and slip stitch basically. To slip stitch, you go into the chain, you go over, and you pull through both of them. So we are done with round 1, and this is how you do it if you want the whole star to be one color, but I'll show you how to slip stitch if you want to change colors for the second round. If you want to change colors for the second round, you need to do the last chain 4 here, and instead of slip stitching this color through, we're going to go into the 3rd chain again. So all you do is insert your hook into the 3rd chain, and we actually cut our yarn here, so I'm going to do that. And you can leave a little bit of a tail because we're going to need to tie it with the second color. So I left that much. And now I'm going to take my second color, which is going to be this color. So I'm taking my purple, and basically what I do is I take it in the back of my hook and I go around like this, and I pull this through both of the loops on my hook, basically like this. And you have to be really careful because this is still loose. And then in the back, we take our little piece we cut off and this new short piece, and we double knot it 2 times so it's secure and they won't come out later on. So do that, and they'll be in the back, so you can weave them in if you want. I usually just keep it back there because I'm not going to be looking at the back. But now we've slip stitched and changed the color, so now we are finally done with round 1. And for round 2, it's basically the same thing. So what you want to do is, instead of starting off with the double crochet, we're going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3, and this chain 3 will count as a double crochet for this space over here. So now we go into each of these spaces, like the corners basically, and in each of these corners we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 4, 3 double crochets. So in this first one we're going to do 3 double crochets first. So to do double crochet into the chain, we're going to yarn over into our hook, you go inside the space, yarn over again, and now we're going to pull this piece through here. So now we have 3, and we go over one more time and we pull through these 2, and then we yarn over one more time, pull through those last 2. So we have our first double crochet here, so we're going to make 3 double crochets into this one. So again, to do double crochet in here, you yarn over, go into this space, yarn over one more time, and we pull it through this space here, so we have 3. Then you yarn over again and then pull through the first 2 here, yarn over and pull through these 2. So now this counts as 2 in here, and then we have to do one more last one, so I'm gonna do that really quickly. So now we have 3 double crochets in the space, and you can move them over if you want to make it look better. So now we're going to chain 4. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we do 3 more double crochets into this space again. So we yarn over, go into the space, yarn over again, and we pull through this space. So we have 3 on our hook, yarn over again, pull through these 2, yarn over again, pull through these last 2. So this is what it's starting to look like. So I will come back once this section is done, and I'll show you how to move on to the next one. So I basically just did 2 more double crochets. So this is what it looks like: 3 double crochets, chain 4, 3 double crochets. Now for our next corner here, we're going to do the same thing. Just do 3 double crochets, chain 4, 3 double crochets, and then 3 double crochets, chain 4, 3 double crochets. Do that all the way around until you get to this last one here where we have our chain 3. So it's basically just a repeating pattern. So I'm now just gonna come back once all the corners are done, and I'll show you what it looks like. So I made it to the last chain space here, and I can tell it's the last one because we have our chain 3 over here. I did 3 double crochets into this last space. I chained 4, and now all we have to do is only 2 actual double crochets into here because this one counts as a 3rd one. So I'm going to do that really slowly. So that's 1. So now I've done 2 double crochets, and to end off this round, we want to count our chains again, 1, 2, 3, and we go and slip stitch into the 3rd one. So this is how you slip stitch and end the round if you're not changing colors at all. You just slip stitch into the 3rd chain normally by pulling through both of the loops like that. And then that's how you finish the 2nd round if you're not changing colors. But if you are like me, this is how you would do it. So we basically do the same exact thing. We count the chains and we count the 3rd one. We go into the 3rd chain here, but instead of doing a slip stitch, we are going to cut our color, cut a little bit of it just like last time, around this much. And then we take our 3rd color. I'm using this green, and we are going to hold it in the back here and go around our hook like this, and we pull this through both of these loops. And again, you have to be very careful, especially with this last one, because it's still pretty loose here. So you want to do it very gently. So now you take this one we just cut and the small piece, and you want to double knot it in the back so the colors don't come out. So now that's secure in the back, and you can weave those in too if you want. So that's how you end round 2 if you're changing colors. So now we have 5 corners just like the first round, but now we also have these spaces in the middle. So we're going to do a repeat of the last round, except we're starting off this round with a single crochet in this middle space. So a single crochet, you go in the space, yarn over, and then you pull the yarn through. Now you have 2 loops, and you yarn over again, and you pull this one through these 2. And that's your first single crochet. And now we're going to repeat the pattern in each of these points of the 3 double crochets, chain 4, 3 double crochets, and then once you get to the middle space, now you're going to do a single crochet, what we just did, single crochet, 3 double crochets, chain 4, 3 double crochets, single crochet. Do that all the way around until you reach this first single crochet that we started the row with. So I'm gonna come back once I get to the end, and if you are still unsure about how to do the 3 double crochet, chain 4, 3 double crochet, you can go back in the video because we basically did that in this round, except without the single crochet part. But single crochets are just a little addition, so I'm going to come back once I'm done with the entire round. So I made it to the end of the round here. I basically just did the cluster of 3 double crochet, 4 chains, 3 double crochet, and now we're back to this middle space that already has a single crochet in it. So the last thing that you do is you're going to go into that single crochet here, both of these loops, and we're gonna slip stitch. So yarn over, and we pull this through both of these on our hook. Pull through this one and then pull through this one. And we are done with round 3, so that's basically our whole star. And we're going to cut off the piece of yarn here. You can cut it off as long as you'd like, it doesn't really matter. But we are going to chain 1 after, and just pull your yarn through, and then you just pull it tight. And now we are officially done with our entire star. So now if you want to continue with the garland, you can make as many of these as you would like. So these are all my little stars, so they each have just the same 3 colors but in different orders. So you can make as many of these as you want to fit the entire garland that you want to make. And the last step you do is you basically chain the number of chains you want that will fit the length of how long you want the garland to be. Hi, editing Siri here. I just wanted to say, before you start putting the stars onto the chain, you definitely want to at least weave in the last tail you cut off, like the one from round 3. Because I did that too late, and I realized when I hung it up, you could see it sticking out and it wasn't going in the back. So it's your choice whether or not to weave in the double knotted ones, but at least weave in the last one because it is very obvious, and it's better to do it sooner than later. So do that and then come back. So after you're done chaining your amount, I have my whole amount here that I'm going to hang on the wall. You are going to take one of your stars and you are going to find any one of these corners of your star. I'm going to do the one opposite of this tail, so this one. And you are going to count kind of somewhere in the middle of these 4 chains here. It's kind of hard to make it exactly in the middle because there's like 2 in the middle, but you want to pick either this one or this one. It doesn't really matter, but you're gonna pick one of those chains and take your hook, and you're going to put your hook in one of them like this, and you're gonna take your chain that you're going to hang the stars on, and you're gonna want to pull this through here, which is gonna be hard because it's kind of big, but you're gonna try and pull it through like this. So now you have a loop, and just pull it through like that. and you have your first star hung up on your chain. So you're just gonna do that same thing. You can move it down like this. So for my second one, I'm gonna just do it again just to show you guys. So I find a chain somewhere in the middle of the corner, put your hook in, take the end of the chain again, and if it's easier, you can actually not pull the chain through, but like this little, string at the end, you can pull this part through, like this, all the way through like that. And then just simply move it down like this until you have all the stars on your chain. And when you hang it up, it should be facing the same direction if you pull them through the exact same way. But if they're not, you can just like move them around a bit like this. So yeah. So you're basically gonna do the same thing until your stars fill up your entire chain here. So I'm gonna come back once my entire thing is filled up, and I'll show you how to hang this up on the wall as well. So here's what my star garland looks like. Before, the stars looked like this kind of, so I recommend just like flattening them out so they face the right way and you can see them better. And I also recommend weaving in the last long piece of thread you left when you finished off the star, because it will also show up, and I've tucked them in the back, but I'm gonna need to weave them in. So I recommend weaving them in before you hang them up. But yeah, that is our complete star garland. I really love how these look, and yes, I did chain the chain in a different color just so the stars would stand out more. But yeah, I'm planning on making another one on this side too, but we'll just have to see because I'm slowly running out of these colors. So yeah, I basically did 3 of each color. So I have a purple one here, a purple one here, green, green, and then pink and pink, just alternating. So yeah, that is the complete star garland tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed, and it looks so good. This is my first ever tutorial, so let me know how easy it was for you guys to follow the pattern. Also, if you ever manage to make this and hang it up in your room, you should post it on social media and tag me. I would love to see it. I don't think anyone's gonna see this video, but if you do end up hanging it up, post it on Instagram with the @irisxcrochet, and I would love to see how it turned out and what colors you guys use, because I've only done it in pastel colors. I would love to see like rainbow or like other colors. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.